Saseni mkofiti. Welcome to Cele's Reflection. Wacha niseme ile yenye mnapenda. Nimewahata. Welcome to Cele's Reflection. It's yet another week where we have another episode on Wednesday at 11 in Kenya, 11 a.m. Other countries, sijui mnaona saa ngapi, but welcome to Cele's Reflection. Let me start by saying asanteni sana. Yani, thank you so much. You guys have kept me going. Hii mwaka mmesema mniachili. Ever since I told you that this is my email, the Celestine Ndinda @gmail.com. Manze, I receive all sorts of emails. Well, the good. Si ati mbaya. Mtu ananishukuru for this episode. Alishare na beshte yake. Wakaenda hiyo hosi. Mwingine ananiambia, Celestine, please, let's talk about this. Celestine, can we get someone to shed light on this? Celestine, can I come and... Thank you so much. Yani, sijui niwaambie aje. Asanteni tena sana. So today I have a guest. Siko peke yangu. Today I have a guest with me on set. So welcome. Turu! Karibu sana.
Asante sana. My name is William Detre and I'm a psychologist and I'm looking forward to go through today.
Thank you so much. You know, siku hizi niko na wageni nimewaletea ma psychologist. Yani, hii mwaka hii. Anyway, so the reason why we have William today is William, sijui kama ni mimi peke yangu nimekuwa nikisikia hizi cases ama pia wewe umezisikia, but of late we have so many people who are taking out their lives. Like so many, young, old. Sijui kama ni wave, sijui kama ni spirit, sijui, I don't know what to call it. So at least to shed some light on what is all this, like nini inaendelea, nini inafanya kabla mse afike hiyo point ya kusema manze I am done. What goes behind, ama what is happening? Nataka tu kujua cause feels like it's a lot. It's too much.
Yeah, it's a growing issue. It has always been an issue that's been there. Before an individual gets to a point on where there's a lot of exhaustion and they need to take their own lives, there needs to be a situation that is oppressive in kind. So, namanisha surrounding in a dictate vile mse ana feel. However, hiyo ni factor tu moja ina contribute. Kuna factor ya mental illness or psychological factor. Kuna factor environment pia, as I had stated. Now, there's a lot in regards to becoming aware about certain issues. I feel we can do more than simply stating signs and symptoms. Tunaweza go deeper and work into the culture of it all. How do we approach certain issues? Because there's always a build-up to a point on where exhaustion comes in. A build-up based on vituka depressive symptoms that are there. Unapata mse ana isolate. Unapata mse probably self-worth yake ina completely deplete, inaenda down. And at that point, there's the question of, are we able to notice or identify these things?
Yeah.
If we are not able to identify, inamaanisha the culture or the system that's there is making it difficult for a person to reach out and try express these things. So that's why nime emphasize on the aspect of culture and the setup.
So in terms of culture, unamaanisha nini exactly?
So kuna hii issue ya tabu yenye imekuwa hapo. So taking your own life is seen as usiongelele hii stuff ni maneno mbaya, hufai kuongelelea. But in reality tunafai kuongelelea tena. Inatu affect sana into deep standard on where nikisikia labda depressed over something that's happening, I'll need to feel free to reach out. Nikusho, maze, so and so alifanya hivi or work inafanya hivi ama na feel si contribute enough into society. I need to do that. But once the response is ni hali ya life bro, tuna survive hivi, usijali hata mimi nilifanya hivi, we are comparing instead of trying to assist.
So okay, na sasa nimeanza kukuelewa. Because basic like mostly hivyo ndo mtu atakujibu.
Yeah.
Manze usijali, hata mimi waki yangu kuna vyenye wewe usijali itajipa. Unajua? I can't tell wewe uko how far gone. Siwezi tell ujajali for how long. Mimi na feel itakuwa tu kama ile walk yangu. Sikujali for some time then sasa imejipa. So what can I do, cause even ndo watu wengi tutakwambia, tutakushow. Unfortunately sitaweza kujua umebakisha like hata by the time you're taking your life I'll be like na alinishow nikamshow sijali, cause for you that's what you did and it worked out maybe. Ama wewe bado tu haujali, you know. So ni nini naweza do juu maybe they reach out to us but mimi nakushow tu itajipa tu one day.
I think it's best to state that knowledge is power, first of all. Ukiget to understand aspects taking your own life and so on, there's a lot we can do. And that is why I'd greatly encourage at most kukue na possibility maybe kids learn about mental health and stuff like that. Ndo tukiwa raised up to progress, tunano more. Now, it can be difficult. Msee kukushow hivyo afu mrespondi hivyo na ufeel nimejaribu my best, nimemshow kenye naweza mshow juu hizi responses zimelabeliwa ama zimeprimiwa as a little bit of negative, because nikiji express kwako ni kushow maze sioni life inanipeleka poa na nini. Probably be back then or before kuna msee alinishow itajipa weni mbaba kaa ngumu, you know. And once possibly I approach another person and you express to me, try your best, itajipa, life in a struggle, but I trust you can do your best na stuff kaizo. It's a little bit complex when it comes to that person's perception. So kuna venye easy experiences zinafanya mse a label responses in a very different way.
So now you're telling what I'm getting is pia tunafaa pia to change hiyo mode ya response. Like cause maybe ameuliza watu kaa wawili watatu na feedback ni hiyo itajipa. So does it mean so huyu mse sasa so say if for example nipate hiyo say now after this talk someone comes in ni avoid your form ya itajipa, ni avoid like can I now, is it a thing you're trying to educate us now? Can we do a little bit more? Unfortunately most of the times we can't, but is it a thing tuachako katon ka itajipa juu labda ameambiwa kana watu wengine sita itajipa.
What I feel we should do is be a listening ear and be aware that experiences are never alike. Experience yangu sika yako, so ndakushow maze siwezi imagine kinye umepitia, but ukitaka kubongesha msee niko na namba ya, that's where we come in, psychologists, number so and so, and uji express. There's so much yet so little you can do as an individual.
Exactly.
So much in regards to expressing your heartfelt empathy, and so little in regards to trying to do more, you know. Utaki ifike your point, you're doing too much. And I'm saying, no. At that point, you just be a listening ear, try to suggest different alternatives. Pali una feel maze hapa nini fanya this and this, neza choma, suggest to another individual or a psychologist per se. A professional.
A professional.
To be specific.
Yes, someone who's an expert in that sector.
Yes.
But now, umesema surrounding. And I don't know kama ni mimi najijazia, but I feel like most of the people who are doing this, they are men. Sijui kama ni mimi najijazia, but the few cases that nimeona, nimesikia, ni wanaume. Maybe good thing na sisi wa mama sisi huongea. Sisi nikienda tu kwa chama nitatoa. Yani utasikia tu kusema hapa nimeacha stress zangu zote kwa chama. Nikienda gym nitatoa. Like women, we talk more about our stresses. I'll meet a random person toka matatu tunianze So I don't know kama ni mimi statistics zangu najifanyia statistics zangu za Cele nimejijazia, but na feel of late ni wanaume sana.
You're not wrong. Ni wanaume at most, and I feel the main issue has been with gender roles. Stereotyped gender roles. Namaanishaje, mimi ka buda nafai kukaa like essence ya Iron Man. Nafai kukaa ngumu, nafai kuabsorb, nafai kupersevere. You know, we tend to misunderstand the perception of persevere. Tuna feel like stomach, move, stomach. But we are simply flesh and bones. There's so much you can stomach until you blow. And that specific gender role, ya kuwa mwanaume, ya kupersevere, na kubeba vitu, the world on your back, is what is literally snapping people into two. And I love the way you shared, you know, for the female gender, ni expression. Unaenda unasema, utabongesha beshte yako na hizi stuff. But for the male gender, there's a sense of desensitization. Namaanisha by desensitization, hatuelewi hii stuff. Unajua ni kukaa, tutabonga ndio, tutacheza PS, ama to watch ball, ama go for a drink, ama stuff like that. And we call that bonding time and expression time. But no.
But there's no expression.
There's no expression.
It's just bonding.
It's just bonding. You meet your mates, you have that drink, and done. And if there's a sense of expression, ni ile based on what a man understands, on the basis of persevere. Kaa ngumu to some point. Hautaambiwa kaa ngumu directly, but solutions zitakuwa zinapushiwa around, itakuwa narrowing on that aspect of perseverance.
But growing up, I am a mom of boys. So, na kuanga na feel, tukiangalia anything your story ya mwanaume kaa ngumu, we feel, because I have boys who are coming up. Na tunaelewa, we are all, venye tumesema, sisi ni binadamu, whether man or woman. So na imagine hiyo design ya, if it's heavy on you, it's definitely heavy on me. So siwezi taka niambie watoto wangu kaa ngumu, na hata mimi kitu enyewe kitu si ati ni ya boy ama dem. Hii kitu ni hard. So I am trying to bring them up. Mungu anisaidie. Hopefully, because for our generation tulifunzwa hiyo kaa ngumu na wazazi. Unalia aje na wewe ni mwanaume? Unalia aje? Kazana bana. Kazana kimwanaume. Paka there's a saying, they say kufa kimwanaume, like you know. So kuna hiyo, as a mom pia sisi taka kuona wavulana wangu akiwa maziwa mala, I don't know a good word. Sisi taka kuona pia, najua ni mtoto, but pia sisi taka kuona kijana wangu akiwa amelegea. Naweza taka pia kuona kijana wangu ako amekazana. But I know kuna at a given point huwezi kazana zaidi ya hapo. And that point is where I want us to talk about. Because kuna woye which can be too much for a man. Nikikulemea sana niambie. Because kuna ile woye hatuwezi penda from a man. Also, even from a woman right now, kuna woye. Right now unasikia, oh, I'm doing this, or I'm doing this. Women are trying to be strong. But then it's so wrong wakikuwa strong, and then our kubwa wetu, our heads wakue. So at what point, like, we are really trying to fight this balance, even the government, everyone. So ni wapi hapo ndo pia isikue woye sana, na pia nisisukume mtu wenyewe sana, asha stomach a lot.
I like how you've shared on the woye part. Na inanifanya ni to challenge hii aspect ya perseverance, ya kukaa ngumu na kukua hiyo male role na kukauka. Would it mean that perseverance is based on simply stomaching things, or will it mean it's based on our flexibility in regards to how we approach different things? As a culture, as a Kenyan culture, I feel there's a mix between the two. Because ndio utapersevere, but on the basis of ujue hapa kama hakuna strungi, najua ndachukua majani ya kawaida, nifanye nini nayo, nitengeneze chai yangu. Kama hakuna maziwa, nini strungi. But that is totally mixed up with that idea of kama hakuna maziwa, kaa ngumu, nini unadu, lazima ukunywe chai, you know. It's an okay approach based on culture, but it's not an okay approach in a long term. Juu sasa, it brings forth an unhealthy response.
Okay.
And like the aspect of flexibility, jamaa lazima ajue, kaa kuna chai, kuna alternative. Kaa wezi panda pikipiki, kuna mat. It's all about flexibility of the mind and different approaches. I think if we tend to adapt that idea, totally different responses to that.
I love that. I love that because sasa tunakaribia hii part ya. So when this person is coming now we are going back to the response yetu ya jikazi. So when this person is coming, anakusho manze hakuna job, manze nimetafuta kazi nimekosa. So my feedback should be, just sasa umesema, umepeana example mzuri sana, hakuna maziwa, hakuna chai. So kaa ngumu si lazima utafutie chai. Kaa ngumu ni flexibility. Tunaweza kunywa strungi leo, ama wengine wakunywe maji moto. You know? Like flexibility. Sio ati kaa ngumu tupate ile chai. Sasa huyu msee amekam, life ni hard, hana kazi. Ebu sasa nipatie jibu.
I like how you stated that question very precisely. Now, tukiwa therapy, wacha nikicompare hiyo nini na therapy. Msee mwenye atani approach atakuwa devastated at first. Hakuna works, hakuna nini, nimesomea hii stuff, na kinye inakam kutoka outside world wasn't what I was expecting. So there's a need for affirmation at first, as we had shared before. Try your best, na nini, and we avoid yoku, kangumu, and all that stuff. It's affirmation. We begin with affirmation, and then we slightly try our best to challenge different perspectives that we have. Hiyo inaitwa thought restructuring. Wewe umefeel uko hopeless, but what are the possibilities that you're truly hopeless? Challenging that thought. Where you'll come in as an individual is giving affirmation. The rest, you'll just pass it out to a professional. Because remember, there's so little, yet so much you can do. The little you do, give affirmation and suggest to a professional on where we will proceed with playing that part. That's why I give that comparison of, if I was to approach it, I'd give a sense of affirmation first, help challenge the thoughts that there's a possibility of hopelessness, and later enough, help them take that one step at a time. Not directly kumshikilia mkono na kumbeba, but you help them in regards to challenging those thoughts, in regards to helping them know that you might not be truly hopeless. And if there's a sense of hopelessness, we might think of a different approach. Might.
Thanks for clarifying, Apo. First, we give them, we affirm them that whatever you're needing is, people feel it.
Yes.
Like it's not strange. It's happening to most of us. Nasemanga, you'll be surprised to know that how many people are having the same or more, like worse problems than you have once you share. Unaona, si tukienda kwa hiyo chama nifungue tu roho niongee. Natoka hapo nikisema, Mungu kwanza ngoja zangu, kwanza bariki. Juu nimefeel, kumbe I'm not alone. So, are we together up to there? Ama? Tumepoteana. So, let me take it back. When this person comes to me, first I have to affirm. Exactly. Sasa hapo ndo niko. So, namuaffirm namshu. Like, amekam. Mi nataka, like my question was very easy. Mtu amekam, hana job, because these are things we get mostly. Sina kazi, nimepata, venye umesema nilifanya shule, nikapata, but this is what I'm getting from the outside world. Ebu nijibu, kama huyo mse, nimekam. Before even referring him to an expert, hapa one-on-one kwanza. Juu hata watu wengi hawataenda kwa expert. Watu wengi wanatakanga, huyu wako hapa anaezongea na huyu, anaezongea na huyu. Before I get kufikia expert, hapa kwanza namjibu kivipi.
First, okay, let me put it in a dialogue term. Thank you for trusting me with whatever you've expressed. I can't imagine how difficult this must be for you as a human being, as a person. Whatever you're expressing right now is a difficulty that I may not relate to, but I believe I might be capable of encouraging you to push just one step at a time. The fact that you're not completely hopeless as you may feel you are. Perhaps might I suggest reaching out to a professional?
So by now, the person is calm. I feel I may have a listening ear at least. You've shown them how, and you don't understand what they're going through. Hujasema zako. For women, and it works. It works. So that's what I was saying. Unaendanga ukifikiria you have a lot, una realize, mine is just, people are going through so much. Somehow it works. But now, here is on the previous point that I was asking about raising kids. Because society ndio imetufunza kama mwanaume. Si ati ni kitu imeanza jana. Ever since we were young, kijana alikuwa anaambiwa kama mwanaume. Now that I am raising boys, ndo wasikue kama mwanaume wa stomach to the very end. What should I change? Because I also don't want them to be the way I was saying. As much as I don't want them to not express themselves. I want balance. But najua tumefunzwa hiyo kangumu.
Kukangumu. So, when we talk about kukangumu based on societal aspect, based on society by itself, I believe nile usi-complain as much, usijiulize maswali mingi, just act and move as a possibility. Now, that's quite an interestingly different and odd approach, because as men, we have been brought up with the idea of, unajua nini, jikaze, kauka. Unadhani ukitoka nje kuna mtu atakusikia kucomplain, which isn't the precise point, isn't the best point, because this brings up a lot of depressive thoughts, and self-worth deteriorates to the lowest. Because now you think expressing myself in this certain way will make me look, Waswahili useme sopi, weak. Woye. Sitaka mtu mwenye anataka kujua direction ya maisha. But that's not the best way to take that approach, because kukangumu can mean different, perspectives as you express it. Kukangumu inamaanisha, as I said, flexibility. Kujua kuna alternatives without really patronizing the idea of being a man.
So expressing yourself is not woye.
It's not. It's never been woye. It's actually the most human thing you can do. Because as human beings, you communicate. Ukisikia umefinywa pali, by the way utaenda useme hai, mimi nimechoka nimeenda job, wanalipa kiasi, niko na family, and there's a lot of communication done there. That's why we keep on saying no man is an island, to be precise.
So I'm happy that it's coming from a fellow man. Najua wangesema the women are just telling us, but at least they are getting to hear it from their fellow man. So expressing yourself is not a bad thing. Please because pia sahi tuko na watu wengi, utapata tu mtu amekutext, I'm thinking of taking my life, I'm thinking of, like, it has become such a common thing. Now you started by saying the surrounding. Uliweza kusema this person, where this person is, the people around, ama you say that can be one of the things, the surrounding. So maybe ameenda kwa msee akaji express, feedback ni hiyo mbaya. But then I also want hiyo surrounding, what can we do? Ya kwanza alikam ukam-affirm, ukampeleka kwa, hata maybe akumpeleka, but sasa yeye amekam na yenye amekwambia ni by the way mimi nasikia tu.
There are different ways tunaweza, let me just say there are different ways to approach hiyo kitu. Let's give it in terms of not being aware of taking your own life and stuff like that. Kuna watu wataogopa at first. Utasema, what can I do? Nimwambie nini? Because hakuna ile understanding. Yeah, this is something that happens. Kuna understanding that this is not meant to be a taboo. So knowledge is power, as I stated before. It's completely necessary for us to be aware and learn about these things. That's why I emphasized on the possibility. If our kids are being brought up, we learn a little bit about mental health and mental stability. Not because people will imitate it, but because we get to approach these things in a more humane way. Our generation, tumeshinda tu tukiambiwa kangumu, fanya hii, stay strong, square sopi and all that. That's how we've learned. We are a product of societal upbringing. Tumebringiwa na wase hata wao, with all honesty, hawakujua hizi story. So tunakuwa product yao, and it's constantly revolving as per generation. So it will first need us to become really aware. Not aware on the basis of, I am not undermining the awareness that's being done all over, signs, symptoms. I'm not undermining that, but I feel there's more that can be done in regards to people learning in-depth facts about this thing. Because nika imekuwa systemic to this point. Imekuwa systemic that kukiwa na hiyo story ya msee kuchukua life yake ni it's nini, ama una panic. Si uogopa vitu watu understand. And as much as it's normal, we can take that first step, kukuwa aware kwanza. Tukuwe aware ili to sasa work on how we can approach these little things. And the level of awareness will need to be very systemic. Inafaa seep into the system first.
Yeah, but we are all afraid. Wenye tunasema it's ni tabu kuiongelelea. Ni ile ya hata utaki story mingi, you know? So I'm glad that we are talking about it now on this channel, because even though tuna create awareness mdogo. As you're saying, wakaeza kusqueeze in kwa shule pia watoiwa, because I also feel like sasa tumekuwa kubwa ndo tumeanza kuisikia kitabu ungeambiwa na mama yako. Inge happen haungeambiwa. So you know, I feel like tunaelekea, we are headed somewhere. The more we talk about it, the more we learn about these things that you're like. Today I didn't know I'm supposed first to affirm someone. I didn't know, because Honestly, watu wanapitia mambo mingi. Wacha niseme tu the truth out there. You are going through, you have a lot. I have a lot, that one has a lot. So ukikam kwangu, I think we need to be selfless. Hiyo tu ndo, juu mi ukikam, mi nitafeel, iza manzi ni kugumu, unaona, mi sitaona nikaa umebakisha, sitajua yako imefika where, which level. Maybe I'm stronger than also the person who is coming. Me, I can handle a lot. Kadogo tu kana paka unashindwa. Hiyo ni kidogo, you know? But I love that you've told us first step. Enyewe mwambie venye ni strong. Like, I love what you've said. That is a very good way. Ato umse akitoka hapo, I'm sure anarudia feel much better. That enyewe someone else is seeing enyewe I'm going through, you know? So the more we talk about it, the more we have people like you sharing about it, gets easier. And now that you've said, after nimemwafam na fan memrefer kwa mtu, you're supposed also to give us your details before you forget. Juu next time atasema, okay, I want now to reach him. So that was just, this is a how. So I love how you're saying, hata yeko kwa system za shule, because honestly, tunailearn tukiwa wakubwa. Sisi hata tukiwa watoi tulikuwa najua ni kangumu. We were not even talking about it. As I was saying, wazazi hata kitu kai inge happen, haungeambiwa ukiwa mtoi. That's what tunasikia saa hii tukiwa wakubwa, nasikia hivi na hivi. But now my okay, first let me thank you for teaching me how to affirm. Huyo msee akikam saa next time, I'll be a different person. Kitambo ningeona your problems are much ni kidogo sana, hii kwa nini nakusumbua akili? Kitambo hivyo ndo ningeona. But after this
yeah, there's that issue, that key issue with comparison, you know. As much as it might assist, as you had shared previously, you know, as women, you know, kuna ile comparison and you feel like, hey, yangu si didi, but it's more of diminishing someone's key issue. Remember, our experiences are unique to us. So, as much as my experience was this, its impact is totally different to another individual. And their experiences impacts totally different to us. So, we need to look at a point. I feel that comparison comes with the need to sympathize rather than empathize. We sympathize because we feel like, woye, aki usifanyi hivyo. But empathizing is the feeling like, hey, mazi, si rahisi from what you shared. And it's totally human to feel like you are having one of those days that you're tired. Perhaps, unajua, naweza kusuggestia msee uende kubonga naye ama ukwe hapo ukwe listening ear, kama unaweza uecho a few things that they've stated, but the comparison just comes from the need to want to sympathize, to want to be in one place and say, by the way, lakini yangu nachiki vile ilienda totally different from all that, and it's diminishing greatly.
Okay, so niko na swali, by the time this person is coming na nakwambia manze mi naona tu acha tu let me just take my life, yani juu hakuna need. So kuna kitu, is there something I can do to change this person's mind? Because most of the time it feels like by the time anakuambia
by the time afikie mtu inamaanisha hapo ame struggle to the point on where anajaribu kufikia someone ana feel anaweza trust, and unaweza pata ile comfort kujua huyu mtu amekufikia juu anakutrust, so ana value the fact that you two are able to communicate to that level. Be a listening ear. Avoid judgment at any cost. Because once you judge, you're diminishing. And once you diminish, mse atafikiria, hata sijui mbona nilikama up on the first place. How we approach it is the same way we approach when someone, as I had stated before, mwenye akikama kushow stuff anapitia, hata kama hajafika your point, affirm, listen, affirm on the basis of being empathetic, not sympathetic. Listen. Suggest to a professional. Because remember, as I had said before, there's so much yet so little you can do. Uking'ang'ana kupush extra yenye hujui ni nini una push, it's not going to end well.
So affirm, listen, then refer to an expert.
Refer to an expert.
Utatupatia details zako tuweke hapo. Affirm, listen. If you're watching this episode and maybe someone has reached out, please affirm, listen, then refer. Because there's so much you can do, yet so little.
Yeah.
So now, kuna the unfortunately, maybe ameenda kamua, and the person has taken their life. It is sad for the people who are left back. How, like, family, friends, the effects, what effects does it have?
There's a key aspect of self-guilt that comes in. There's a lot of questioning that will revolve. Mbona hakusema, mbona hakufanya hii, mbona hakufanya hiyo. I wish I could have listened more carefully. But in all due honestly, ungilisten kivipi in that point. What you might have known then is not what you know now at that moment. I will suggest the same thing. Affirm, listen, suggest to a professional, because there's a lot of therapeutic assistance that will be needed. Kwanza, loss and grief, self-guilt, two things that are key factors happening whenever the family are going through it at that point. Yeah.
So even to the people who are left behind, also affirm, listen, then refer them to a professional.
Yeah, in affirmation, I will repeat, be really cautious. You're trying your best not to sympathize. But empathize. And ukisikia maze, sometimes even if you're trying your best not to seem like you're not caring in any way possible, na unataka kuongelesha, na ujui kenye cha kusema, it's just best to offer simply your presence and be there for that person. Just offer your presence and be a listening ear.
So just listen.
Just listen. Saa zingine tutajaribu our best kujaribu kuonyesha we are there with you, we are standing with you, hauko hapa peke yake, and in that process juu hatuelewi some of these things
Tuharibu.
Tunachoma. And we are hurting people more without knowing. Sometimes our presence is really crucial. Just be there, listen, find out more, expound. Affirmation on the basis of empathy, not sympathy. Na ukiona inaenda into the doubt, into the insides of sympathy, just be present and not speak in regards to what you feel you don't understand. Yeah.
Wow. I'm here. That is hard. Like, that is something we need to learn. We need to unlearn what we know and then put in this new that we didn't know. But thank you so much for shedding light on that, because, listen. If you can't empathize, if you want to sympathize, just listen. Don't sympathize. Wewe sikiza sasa.
Sikiza tu.
Now, there's this challenge here. Akikuja kwa professional, ataanza kuambiwa peane pesa ndo asaidiwe. Na huyu mtu amekam, hana job, hana food, hana. So namrefer tena, afike tena huko ashikwe na stress ya. Sina do.
Kuna services huwa zina offer free counseling. Kuna toll line ya Red Cross, for example 1199. Kuna pia Befrienders Kenya, where you can visit their website, get their number and their destination. You simply pay 500 for registration, and the sessions are just basically free.
As many as you require?
That will be between you and your counselor.
Okay, but at least you'll have found someone to talk to now.
Talk to you.
An expert.
An expert, yes.
Oh, okay. So you've said Befrienders website is there?
Befrienders Kenya.
Befrienders Kenya.
Yeah.
You registered 500 shillings, then now you get someone to talk to.
To talk to, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Then the other one is Red Cross, 11.99. Thank you so much. But sasa wewe, kuna mtu anataka sasa wewe, kuna mtu anataka you. Kuna mtu amewatch anataka, now I want to reach out to you, maybe talk about something. How can they reach you?
So you can reach me through my number.
Okay.
0748 41 53 90, or through my email, mr.w.dpsych@gmail.com.
You'll write for me down so that I can write it here.
I already have a card.
Okay.
Yeah.
So at least for the person who wants to reach out, because it is happening a lot.
A lot. Yeah.
So sad. It is so sad, but it's happening. Hata kama tutaki kuiongelea iko. In one way, iko. Utapatana tu nayo somewhere. So thank you so much.
Sure.
Yes. Tutaandika hapa in case there's someone out there who has a friend or a relative or someone has just approached you akakwambia, you know what, maybe by the way, just refer them to these numbers here zenye umeona ama hizo website. At least we reduce these cases, tusaidiane na tumeelimika. Mi nimechange by the way. Me, I won't be comparing, guys. Because na si kupenda ni kutojua. Knowledge. We didn't know. At least now you've shed some light.
Yes.
So now we know better. Thank you so much for coming. One takeaway, like before we leave, to that someone who is thinking of taking their life, what would you tell them?
You're not alone in this fight. Seek help. Help is everywhere in regards to where you can be able to approach professional help, that is. Don't seek basic help from any individual that you feel you don't trust. To whomever you feel you trust, seek help. If you feel you're able to reach out to a professional, reach out to a professional. You don't have to be alone in this. Yeah, you don't have to be alone.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. See you next week on to our next episode. Tutasema bye-bye. Bye-bye. Yeah, thank you. Asante.